Howdy friendos, Crazy Jason here with a Blu-ray update or a Blu-ray haul. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Blu-ray titles here, all from various brick and mortar stores. Let's dive right in. Enough of my babble at the beginning, right? Let's get into it. First up, the Target exclusive of Oblivion. Now, I saw this in the theater, you know, I was going in with low expectations because I had heard it wasn't so great. I heard it was derivative. And yes, there were moments in the film where I felt like, oh, this feels like Moon. Or, hey, that kind of feels like Terminator 2. And it's got a kind of Matrix-y kind of vibe to it with what's going on. Again, I really should do a dedicated review of this Blu-ray. It's one of a few Blu-rays here recently that I've been thinking about doing a actual dedicated singular review. If you guys would like to see a dedicated review of this Blu-ray, of the film itself and of the Target exclusive release, let me know in the comments below. But anyway, yeah, I was surprised to find out that I really enjoyed this film. It's just a solid science fiction story, pure sci-fi. Not sci-fi action, you know, not a hybrid, just a good science fiction story, and it was told well. And I wasn't bothered by the all the so-called rip-offs or whatever was going on, derivative elements. I can get into that in a review if I need to, but you know, I looked at the steel book or metal pack at Walmart, and but you know what? I was just a sucker for this. And what's interesting is this film was not shot in 3D. It was not presented in 3D, and yet it's got a 3D lenticular slip, and it's just very slick. It's very sleek. It's minimalist. It's just awesome. In my opinion, so far, slipcover of the year. I don't know. I'm just saying. The jury's out. We still got a few months. But so far, you know, Tom Cruise doing his long walk there, lenticular style, slipcover of the year. Plus it comes with a booklet. But again, I should do an individual review. So this, after all, is just an update. Next up, I revisited Family Video, fastly becoming one of my favorite places to go. Ye old place of the midnight shut-off time. Shut-off time? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, I picked up Silver Linings Playbook. That's right. Very happy. Cannot stress that enough. Because this I did not see in the theaters, was a Redbox rental, and this has got to be in my top 3 films that were released nationally within the United States in 2012. Top three films of 2012 in my opinion. If you've been watching my videos, you know my #1 film is The Master, which I should also do a Blu-ray review of. This as well. This is one of the films I've been mulling in my head. I'm not going to go into this. You guys know what this film is all about. If you haven't, go forth and watch it. This is just great movie stuff right here. If you like the films of David O. Russell, this is one of his best. Maybe his best, dare I say. Alright, what's coming up next? I don't want to mess up. You know, guys, I'm placing my Blu-rays here. I know this is getting a little obsessive, but this was literally the best copy at Target. God bless Target. They have some good deals. They have just enough Blu-rays to warrant even going there. And sometimes they have some really cool exclusives like this. But this was the only copy in the entire store that did not have some sort of egregious bent or scrape. It's either, if it's not the spider wrapping, it's in that constrictive plastic hub that just crushes the top and the bottom and the sides of the slipcovers, and I mean that makes us slipcover fanatics just. I wouldn't call myself a slipcover fanatic, but I like them enough that it makes me cringe, you know. And I know people have to be peering at me curiously, curiously they have to be peering at me. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this over here because I don't want anything else to touch it. Okay, moving on. Again, at Target, a separate visit. I just walked in there, and I noticed there was only one left. I've been looking at it, and it's been in the $5 section, and there was only one left. And I'm like, it's time. It's time to buy Say Anything. With that really cool cover and that awesome line, I gave her my heart, she gave me a pen. And of course the iconic image, right? This is the way to do a simple, nice image of a movie from the 80s. Rather than that other fantastic John Cusack film from the 80s, Better Off Dead, where I still haven't bought the Blu-ray because of the way they butchered the cover with this horrendous photoshopped artwork that they got some 19-year-old kid who just stepped out of graphic arts design night school at a technical college where he took 2 semesters, and he just slapped it together in 20 minutes, and they paid him $30 and kicked him off the lot after giving him a free studio tour. Anyway, that's not what happened here. We got a good cover, and it comes with a wealth of features. I'll have to say, I don't have this on DVD, but back in the 90s, man, this was one of my favorite 80s films. This really was. This was up there. I sort of idolized this film in my youthful days, I'll have to admit. You know, there was the 2 Coreys, and then there was the John Hughes films, right? And then there's actually 3 categories of, like, the Coreys, okay? And then you have, like, the serious films, like Stand By Me, and I would throw Lucas in there, even though many people would argue it's a romantic comedy. I think it's much more than that, but I'm not going to go into that right now. I would also throw, then I have like dark 80s films. It was a weird time for my age group. We didn't really get our own culture, and I'm a little upset about that. Where am I? There's this other cluster, John Cusack movies. You had Better Off Dead. You had The Sure Thing, which is also a fantastic, underappreciated 80s comedy, just uproarious. John Cusack is hilarious in that movie. And you got this movie, and I'm sure I'm leaving out something, And then you've got the little movie, One Crazy Summer. John Cusack in the 80s, awesome stuff. Say Anything, must buy. BTW, if you want to save a quarter, they've reduced all of the $5 films at Target to $4.75. So get your asses over there, buy 4 movies, and save a buck. That's what I say. Alright, next up, I paid a visit to Walmart late one night, and I picked up Dune. You may have seen this in my Intel video, but I definitely wanted to let you know I finally bit the bullet. Again, a singular review is warranted, otherwise this video would be 45 minutes long, because how can I talk about Dune? Another film that I idolized in my youth. There was actually a time period in my youthful days when I was first discovering all the great directors, and I had just gotten into Lynch, and I was a huge fan of Blue Velvet and Dune was just, I would show it to all my friends, and they'd just be sitting there, dozing off to the film. I would be going on and on and on about this mythical 6-hour cut. If you're a fan of sci-fi, if you're a fan of David Lynch, yeah. I give it my A-OK. That's patent pending, by the way. All right. Just like the thumbs for Ebert, right here on video. Patent, baby, copyright. All right. Now we move on to Best Buy. If you remember, for those of you who watch my videos, I did an intel recently. Best Buy had some $5 Blu-rays, and I picked up a few. Picked up Battle of the Bulge. This is a blind buy, but I love war films. I've always heard about this movie. It's got some unique features on it. It says new digital HD transfer from restored picture and audio elements. Same director as The Longest Day. The Longest Day is, it's awesome war film. I love it. So I've heard mixed things, but generally positive things. I think I will really enjoy this film. For $5 to me, it's kind of like a rental. I can always trade, you know. Next film I picked up, had to have it. Saw it in the theater in the 90s. And that film would be Outbreak. Kind of cheesy, I know, but this is a solid sort of a medical world crisis thriller. Kind of a film up my alley, the kind of movie that 3 o'clock in the morning I'm really going to be into. You know, I haven't seen it. I don't think I've seen it since the theater. I don't think I've seen it since the 90s. So I just felt like I needed to revisit that film. Hopefully the transfer is sufficient. Next up, Contact. Been putting off Contact for a long time. Been seeing this on sale for years, and this is really a good film. Hands down, it just really is. I remember seeing this in the theater and just loving it. I remember watching it, you know, on cable channels. I remember watching it on DVD, and every time it stands. It stands the test of time, in my opinion. Just really solid all the way around. Robert Zemeckis at the height of his powers. And last but certainly not least, The Ring. And I was a bad boy. I went ahead and opened this shitty Eco case, and I pushed that disc in, and I watched the shit out of The Ring, because this movie is this is one of the best horror films of the past decade, or of the early 2000s, whatever however you want to look at it. It's a slow burn kind of film. Pretty much am loving the PQ in this. The film just sucks you in, and some nice inky blacks, you know, and there's no substitute for film. There's no substitute for 35mm film. Oblivion is a beautiful, beautiful movie, but it's different. It's not filmic. This is filmic, and I love it. The thing that I find interesting is that this movie couldn't be made today. And this movie it's over 10 years old, but it's in and around 10 years old, okay? Just 10 years. How much the world has changed in 10 years, where you couldn't take the script of The Ring as it is and you would have to make changes. You would have to make some pretty significant changes. The Ring, if it really, the whole premise, if it existed today, there would be hundreds of millions of people dead. I'll leave it. That's the short version of what I was about to babble on about. I'm sleep deprived, guys, so forgive me if I've been babbling throughout this update. But The Ring, I was a bad, naughty boy for watching this. Not because it's going to kill me. It might kill me. There might be an unwritten rule. If you watch a horror film this close to October the 1st to kick off the Halloween season, you've been a naughty boy. But I might watch it again. I just couldn't wait till October. I've been waiting years for the right price, and all of a sudden, boom, there it is. If you wait long enough, you'll deprive yourself, but you'll get a good deal. So, anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed. What the fuck? If you enjoyed and or found the information helpful to you personally in your life, I urge you to like, comment, favorite, and definitely subscribe to The Crazy Jason to keep the cockles of my heart warm and the blood flowing therein. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, baby.